We give thanks to Almighty Allah. We ask Him, the Most High, to continue to show His mercy on the leader of humanity, Prophet Muhammad, his household and companions and followers till the day of judgment. Today, we are discussing the temptation of wealth. Temptation of wealth. Prophet Muhammad has warned this ummah severally that you should not allow yourself to forget the purpose of your existence and to incline to seeking for this world by all means, by making materials to be your first gold, by seeing value only in materials. And that is the society we are living in today. Value is the ability to possess materials and wealth, regardless of the sources. I said in the Hausa version, even if there is family meeting, at the family level, the elderly person may not have a say because he doesn't possess much of wealth. Where care is taken off, he is the one to command the junior ones to talk because they have the wealth. And that is more honorable to him, because most probably nobody will listen to him. A society that is growing, developing on this ideology, then that society is building a compounded crisis that nobody can solve the problem of that society. Where wealth and money is the value. Being poor is a trial. Being rich is more trial. Allah in the Quran says, your wealth and your children are but a trial. And Allah has with Him a great reward that cannot be quantified. You cannot quantify what Allah has prepared for those who have obeyed Him on earth, those who have discharged the duties and responsibilities they are sent for, not those who have gathered the billions and the millions, and especially from a source that is not legal. Allah says in Surah Al-Kahfi, wealth and children are but adornments of the worldly life, but the enduring good deeds are better to your Lord for reward and better for one's hope on the day of Qiyamah. On the day of Qiyamah, when nobody can present, nobody can talk, nobody can add, nobody can reduce, those who have discharged their duties of obeying Allah on earth, even if they are coverless, those ones are the ones to be honored. With all your billions and millions, long as you are before Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala without justification, you are in trouble. A trouble that you can never amend. And there is no way you come back to this world and re-amend. So let us be extra careful, because the society is not assisting people to remain moderate, to remain actually ideal, even if they don't have. Even if you are willing, the society is not assisting you. The society is assisting you to go into devious acts so that you earn this world, so that your name is mentioned too. You are dignified, to the extent that titles are being given by our emirs and chiefs to corrupt individuals because they have the wealth. Go and check our villages and homes and towns today. Hardly will you see a humble, poor person being given a title. Out of the 100 of titles, more than 75 are built on materials. This is another way of encouraging corruption on land, and telling the younger generation coming up that you have no value in the society until when you possess wealth. And nobody asks of those who are having these billions, from where do you have these billions? It's a very sad situation. That's why this messenger of Allah says, for every community, for every generation, there is temptation. The temptation of his own community is wealth. That's why Malam will struggle for it by all means. rich will continue to struggle. Of course, they know the sweetness better than any other person. The power corridors in the corridor of power also will use the power given to them and divert, cornered into their pockets, the resources of the nation. This is what is really happening in the city, in the nation. It's a terrible situation that needs to be addressed at all levels. Rasulullah ﷺ says, a man would be a mu'min in the morning, and by the evening he became a kafir. In the evening, a mu'min, by the morning a kafir. Why? Because he will sell his religion so as to earn the materials of this life. Anything Rasulullah ﷺ condemned or the Quran condemned, no, he will go against it so as to have money. He is aware that collecting bribe and giving it is haram, but he will insist you must give him. That's why the Prophet ﷺ says, if a man is given a valley, and a valley, something between two hills or mountains, a well full of valley is given to him, two valleys given to him of wealth, he will seek for the third one. He will never be satisfied. If you give somebody as mighty as Zuma Rock dollars as huge as that mountain, he will need for another one. He will need for another one until when he dies, he will not be satisfied. And that is the situation we are in today in this country. All you who believe, don't allow your children and seeking for wealth to deter you from being close to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala by mentioning him. Whosoever exchange materials with spiritualism, that person is a loser. Allah said, no, indeed, man transgresses. He transgresses. He went across and passed the borders. He did not limit himself to what he has been limited to. Why? Because he sees himself self-sufficient. He has the money, so he can do any atrocity. He can commit any atrocity because he has the money. He will fornicate. He will do so many things because he has the money, and he feels actually it's better. That's why the whole chapter of the Quran, Surah Al-Kahf, was revealed, Al-Hakum Al-Takathur, to the end of it. And then Rasulullah ﷺ says, if you die, three things will follow you to your grave: your family, well-wishers, wealth, and your deeds. Your wealth will come back, your family and well-wishers will come back. Only that good deed will remain with you in the grave. So try to make sure you live an ideal life. And he said also, it's not a matter of you gathering the whole world to be your own. That doesn't make you actually to be self-sufficient. If you want to be self-sufficient, you must be contented. Contentment gives you actually the relief, even if you don't have. But while you are not contented, you continue to worship this world until when you die in the state of poverty, and then you explain to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala why you did not act according to how and why you are created. May Allah forgive all of us.